attending. Before I even start with my semi-prepared remarks, I got to ask from the drivers, how many of you worked on Friday? And you came back. So. I know that was a tense time, but it was fun too. And how many of you worked on Saturday? Yeah, much better. So, I really appreciate the opportunity to be invited to speak at the 5-year anniversary. Especially, there are many here in attendance, many of whom you'll be hearing from in a little while, that have been involved since the inception. And this actually, while we're celebrating the 5-year anniversary, this actually started in 2006. And Chairman Fagan will speak more to that later, but I do want to recognize not only the legislature for their vision and willingness to take a risk in bringing public transit to Schuyler County, but many members of a transit committee that was put together then, and some of the leaders of that that are here today. I just want to acknowledge two, Jim Airy and Jim Wilson. Both were involved, and Jim Airy continues to be involved in a supportive role. Jim also supportive, but not only from the start of the Transportation Committee, but then transitioning to having an operator for the service, which at the time they were unknown, certainly. Looking back 5 years later, we couldn't be happier that this partnership ensued between the county and the ARC as our operator. This has been successful because of partnerships. To that end, in addition to the local partnerships, we literally would not be celebrating a 5-year anniversary today without the continued support, both at the inception and throughout the 5 years of State DOT, John Rio from the DOT, who will be following me. I need to personally acknowledge his personal commitment, because when we thought we were maybe not going to make it, John stepped up every time, and his support, both in encouragement and in leveraging financial resources, is a key reason that we're still in operation. We continue to grow. Public transit has been a godsend to Schuyler County. We did it looking at it from a human services aspect. It's done a lot to eliminate redundancies. It's improved services to needy populations, but it's also allowed public entities and human service agencies to dedicate resources in other areas so that we can better serve our residents, and public transit is one component of that. But the partnerships that continue to work both between our human service agencies, our transit committee, and our transit management is phenomenal, and we're very fortunate in Schuyler County. This isn't the case in every county to have such a team approach to deal with the challenges as they come up. We've had some significant ones. The loss of Medicaid funding, which was really the stimulus for in our business plan for funding public transit. The loss of that and the regrouping, both with DOT and with the ARCs, creative approaches, cost sharing, and combining routes have allowed us to not only maintain the service but expand it when other services literally around the state have shut down. So I won't go on and on. I could speak for the next hour on all of the great accomplishments and all of the dedicated people and the continued commitment on that, but I won't. But I do want to, again, thank everybody that's in attendance. There are many. Everybody here has had one role or another in supporting and making this a success. We're very fortunate, and we look at this with pride, and we look to the future with great optimism. And thank you for the past 5 years, looking forward to the next 20. So thanks again. Thanks for the opportunity to join in the celebration. At this time, I would like to introduce John Rio from New York State DOT and offer him the opportunity to make some remarks, and the program will move on from there. But thank you again.